Not gonna lie, I am loving this season of 90 Day Before the 90 Days. And the crazy part about it is that we are only in episode 1. Episode 2 is later on today. But hey, listen, let's get into what's going on here with Chidi and Rayne. The two people have pretty much spoiled the season for us regarding where their relationship ends. But as you can see, he has posted a response to what Rayne had to say that I've already spoken about previously. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend you check it out. But as you can see, he starts off by saying, of course, there are times when silence is golden. But there are also times when silence can be morally dangerous. It is against this backdrop that I wish to clarify some issues regarding the episodes aired so far. The primary issue is the decision not to have intimacy or share a bed until we are married. While this is a decision I have made, I want to make it clear that I informed Rayne about this before she came to Nigeria. Upon hearing this, she reacted with overwhelming anger, threatening to cancel her visa and later changing her mind. I ain't gonna lie to you, if she already showed her anger, I would have said, you know what, it's good, we're good, kudos, goodbye, I don't need to see you no more, sayonara, you know what I mean? But I guess, she changed her mind and he allowed her to still come to Nigeria anyway. But hey, some people just don't know how to take accountability for the choices that they make in a moment of mayhem. But anyway, in making this difficult decision, aside from my faith, I was also deeply concerned by some of the unsettling alien and mystic things Rayne mentioned during our discussions. On one occasion, she asked if I was ready to be sacrificed and if I was prepared to be in the same room with her when vampires and cannibals would gather for their feast. Again, so you're telling me that this conversation he's had with her was before she came to Nigeria, but he still allowed her to come anyway. Where is the accountability, my guy? She claimed to communicate with the dead and even said she had seen and talked to my late father. I ain't gonna lie to you, somebody said that to me. Yeah, I'm running. I'm not even blocking them. I'm blocking myself. I'm coming off social media. I'm running. I'm going off the grid. But nonetheless, though, she bragged about having dark powers and threatened to summon dark powers from all corners of the earth against me and my family. She didn't get what she wanted. She even mentioned having a force that enters any man who has intimacy with her. Talk about spooky, right? But he still decided to allow this woman to come to Nigeria. This guy, where is your accountability? You may be blind, but it doesn't mean you're stupid. While I loved Rayne and wanted to share a room with her, even though we would not be having intimacy, my decision to sleep separately was a precaution to carefully observe her and determine if her frightening tales were genuine or bluffs. Listen, I've had enough. I mean, honestly, like, why is each time we get a Nigerian man that comes on the show, right? He's there with a woman from America who I guess has tendencies of being abusive, okay? But then yet they still stay around, and then when shit hits the fan, they start telling us some story about how they did this to us, how they did that to us. But bro, you still stuck around. I mean, all I want to know is one thing. When you set up your GoFundMe, shots fired. But nonetheless, though, so my decision is not willing for abandonment, as some have misconstrued, but rather a precautionary measure taken for safety until I better understand her. I'm gonna lie to you. What is there to better understand? Somebody explain to me. What is there to better understand? What? Come on, man. You remind me of my guy, Mr. Overstand. Nonetheless, though, the bottom line is that I communicate all of this to her before her arrival. He really thought communicating this to somebody like her was actually going to matter? I'm not hearing none of this. This is just a way of finish up by saying, I'm going to finish up by saying that I'm thrown under the bus by saying that she knew how I felt, but she still proceeded. No, bro, you knew how she felt, but you still proceeded. You're both in the wrong. But you're more than wrong in my opinion because you saw all the signs, but you still allowed her to come to Nigeria? Like I said, you may be blind, but it doesn't mean that makes you stupid. All of this here that I'm reading, But nonetheless, in fine form, of course, your girl Rayne, had a few things to say again. Dear scammer and liar, playing victim doesn't work with me. I'm completely fine being the villain of your story. Damn, this woman is dark. I'd never date, put up with, or tolerate negative and weak males or females. I am the one that runs far from them. I stick to my own kind, those that have evolved. I stick to my own kind. I'm curious. What does she mean by her own kind? Let me know your thoughts on that statement itself in particular. But nonetheless, though, it's interesting because she's saying that she's more than happy to be the villain in the story, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Be the villain in the story, but then don't complain how your story was then edited on the show, because clearly it was edited for you to be the villain based on the previews that we've seen. And you're saying that you're happy to be it. But I get it though. I get what she's trying to say. She's just trying to say that at the end of the day, because he's a liar and because he's a scammer, she's more than happy to be this villain in his story, in his own mind, if that's what makes him feel better, if that's what's going to stop him from taking accountability from his own actions in their relationship. But hey, it doesn't change the fact that both of these two are messed up. Both of these two played a role in this, and both of these two decided not, take the right form of decision making when it came to how their relationship should have ended a long time ago, rather than proceeding, because clearly both of them were bonkers to continue proceeding. But at the end of the day, I always say that Chidi was more bonkers than her. Because at the end of the day, it was evident that this woman was not sane. This woman wasn't going to come to his life and show him anything different. So the fact that he thought she would do that is wild to me. Absolutely wild to me. But at the same time, that the fact that she thought that she would go to Nigeria and convert him, to be fair, I know why. She probably felt like, yes, he's going to convert to how I want him to be. Purely because I have told him these things about me, but he's still here. He is still allowing me to come to Nigeria. He is still allowing me to come and see him. So therefore, that is my loophole. And you know what happens when you give someone a loophole? When you give someone a loophole, they will freaking grab it and they will pounce on it and they will try and expose it as much as they can. Because a loophole is another form of false hope, or just hope itself. Nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts on the matter itself in particular, and we can talk about it. Nonetheless, this season is about to be ruckus with these two, and let alone everybody else on this freaking cast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.